And welcome back to episode 180 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, and I'm here with my guy, Mo.
What's going on?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's a
Shit,
big night, big fight.
for the shower heads out there, this is an ex co-worker of mine. I will not say the job because it's none of your business, and fuck them anyway.
I feel that. I'm not mad at it.
But yeah, we here to talk boxing only this evening. We got a big fight. Arguably, I say this is either going to be no less than runner up to the biggest fight of the year. If we get that Terrence Crawford Errol Spence in July.
That's fair.
Yeah, I
I,
think
I would I would agree with that.
one of the two is going to be the biggest fight of the year. And I honestly think this might pull in more eyes just because of, who's fighting. But I think the better fight's probably going to be the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
by design.
that's the one everyone wants to see. So
Man, after 2 car accidents and multiple contract dodges, hopefully we got it coming. Hopefully.
yes, definitely need that one
But
ASAP.
we here to talk Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia. To my shower heads that may not know, we got Gervonta Davis 28-0, 26 knockouts. And we got Ryan Garcia 23-0, 19 knockouts. How you feeling about this one?
I'm feeling good. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I've honestly been kind of going back and forth on how I feel about it. I feel like, the easy pick would be Tank, but I don't know if he should really sleep on Ryan either. So it's yeah, I've been going back and forth, like I said.
You can't sleep on him. I guess I'm just concerned. I do think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be very competitive, at least for the first 4 to 5 rounds.
Okay, that's exactly where I am. I feel like Ryan has to hurt Tank in some way in the first 4 for him to even have a chance.
You think?
Like I think if he goes into the late rounds, Tank already knows what to do and he's gonna finish it up.
I agree
I,
1,000.
I think Ryan has to make a statement in the first 4. If the bell for round 5 starts and Tank is not hurt, it's downhill from there for Ryan. Yeah. Definitely a problem for Ryan at that point.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take. I would say if he's not hurt, then he at least has to be frustrated.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
My key to victory for Ryan Garcia in this fight, if he's going to win it, he has to stay behind his jab. He has no footwork.
He definitely needs jabs and straight punches.
Right.
He needs a lot of those.
Jab, straight punches, and don't go looking for that check left hook. You have to use that like a tool, like a lion tamer. You know how they used to hold that chair in case the lion got too close, they could back it up. That's what that check left hook is for. But
sure.
if you start going looking for that motherfucker, you gonna walk into something because his punches aren't always the tightest. You know what I mean? Like, he can throw that hook wide to give somebody room to land something before he gets there. And you keep your chin straight up when you throw it.
For sure. I think he definitely, at least in the early parts, has to kind of keep Tank outside, like you said, jabs and straight punches. I think he can't overextend. He can't get too desperate to try to get that shot early, because if he overextends, I can see Tank hitting him with that uppercut, and it's probably lights out at that point. Honestly,
see, that's
he don't need to take any of those if he can help it.
And that's the difference, right? Is because I just looked it up today. I didn't know they got Ryan listed as 5'11".
Yeah,
I didn't know he was that tall. I thought he was 5'10", okay. But when I looked up his box rec, they had him at 5'11". I said, that's interesting, right? And you would think that would be like a benefit to him. And it is if he knows how to use it, right?
Right.
Circling back to the straight punches and footwork. But if you don't know how to use it, that's a problem for Tank, because when you look at all of his best fights, they were all against taller fighters. The
Okay.
hardest fights he had were against fighters shorter than him, being Isak Cruz and Yorkis Gamboa. Both of those fights were eye to eye, if not maybe Tank has an inch on him, and you kind of struggled in both. Even though you hurt your hand in that Isak Cruz fight, but you still brilliant boxing, but it was a harder fight than I guarantee he expected it to be.
For sure. For sure. I mean, we kind of talking about size and things like that. I guess this was a little controversial. How you feel about the rehydration clause?
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for that question, right? So, I mean, short answer. If I'm just chalking it up, it's A side.
Mm-hmm.
A side. You want to fight with Tank. Of course, Tank is the A side. Tank's not going to go up to your weight class to fight you. Doesn't make sense to do that. I'm A side. I'm a fight where I feel comfortable at 135. At the same time, it's kind of wild to put on a rehydration clause when Ryan's only had one fight at 140.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his only fight at 140 was Javier Fortuna. So even if you didn't have the rehydration clause, how much you think this man's gonna blow up?
Right.
Really though, how much you think this man's gonna blow up?
Yeah. And I could definitely see it from that side as well. But I mean, from the other side, I'm looking at these interviews, and Tank's talking like he's just gonna run through Ryan. So I'm like, if you're gonna run through him, like,
Right.
what you worried about his weight for? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he talking like, yo, I'm better than him at everything. So to me, like you said, A side, maybe don't give him no leeway. Like, I guess that's what his camp is thinking. But at the same time, if I'm thinking I'm just about to run through you,
I don't care what you do.
yeah, that to me kind of looks like, all right, I'm gonna be a little cautious. Like,
Right.
it might get weird out there. So, like, actually, let's do this to make sure I know what I'm up against.
What I think it is, and it's ironic too, right? Because you look at Mario Barrios when Tank moved up to 140. I mean, we don't know that there wasn't a rehydration clause in that fight, but I doubt it was, because if I'm remembering correctly, Mario Barrios was the WBC regular champ at that point.
Yeah.
So Tank can't just put a rehydration clause on the champ. Like, I'm the champ. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Either you want the fight or you don't. So with Mario Barrios' frame, it seems like he's a little bigger than Ryan anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think that what it is Tank is concerned that Ryan has a little bit more than Mario as far as power and speed on his punches. So let me not give him that advantage.
Right.
But at the same time, just me talking in circles, Ryan doesn't put his body behind his punches. Ryan wings his punches. Even that check hook everybody's scared of, it's winged. Ask yourself why that's his most powerful or most dangerous punch.
You tell me.
Listen,
I'm not gonna go with that.
But I'm saying though, listen, it's your check hook, it's your lead hand, your jab hand. So when you throw it, you don't have to pivot. You're not putting your body behind your punch. It's just a quick punch. But if he was putting body behind his power hand, they wouldn't say he only has a check hook. They would say he has natural power. But I don't see Ryan, and that comes back down to footwork. I don't see him twisting, turning his body into his punches the same way Tank explodes into his shots.
He does.
Ryan just is fast at getting them out there.
Right. And I think that is definitely going to play a big role in the fight as well. Ryan does have a little bit of a longer reach, and he does have that speed as well. So he could also possibly catch Tank slipping and use that speed and reach to his advantage.
Right. That's why I said if he can have him frustrated by the start of the bell in round 5 and now Tank is hunting for something, you could get him to walk into a hook.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep getting them frustrated, just don't break away from the code. It reminds me of like an old school war movie where they be like, hold the line, and motherfuckers is getting fucked up, but they like, hold the line. You better hold the line as long as you can before you get that opening. Stick to that game plan.
Man, all I know is Ryan needs to have his right hand up damn near the whole fight. Like,
Right. Telephone.
yeah, like, yeah, literally, like he don't need to take no damage from Tank's side in that area either.
Uh-uh. But that's another thing that he's not the best at.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't keep his hands up. He
Right.
drops his hands when he throws punches. He also drops his hands when he blocks punches. Like he gets handsy with his blocks. Like he'll, like drop his hand to block a body shot type shit. And it's like, whoa there. Like,
Yeah.
like fighting a better opponent, he's going to notice that. And you're going to see a feint and a high hook.
Right. I don't know, man. There's a lot of different possibilities how this could go. I mean, I will say, I think if Tank fights his best possible fight and Ryan fights his best possible fight, I see Tank taking this.
Right. That's a good.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
a good way to put it, huh?
But we don't know who or what is showing up later
Right.
tonight, so we kind of got to wait and see, like, who comes with their A game, so to speak.
That's a good way to put it, though. If he fights his best fight and Ryan fights his best fight, Tank gets the dub.
Yeah.
I agree with that, too. That's another reason why, like, let's keep it a buck. The whole, I won't call it a beef, but the whole fishing, Ryan Garcia fishing for the fight started back when Ryan was like, 19, 20?
Mm-hmm.
And Tank kept saying, you're not ready. And in hindsight, it was a lot of people thinking he was soft for saying that. But he was telling the truth. You're not ready. You're not ready right now. You need to wait a bit.
I don't know, man.
You think Ryan was 19-year-old Ryan was ready for
I don't. No. I mean, put that to the side. I don't think that he was specifically ready in that. But I don't necessarily like the experience play they put on Ryan, because also we're talking about a different type of talent, but at the same time, he hasn't had these big fights either. If we talk about Shakur, he's calling out the top guys, and people are like, oh, we should, get these fights going. You know what I'm saying?
But that's also because Shakur has unified 130, right? And beat a big name guy to do
that's
it.
Fair.
In Oscar Valdez, and then came up. Ryan Garcia just got his first legitimate belt off of Javier Fortuna at that 140 fight. So your last fight was your fight where you just got a belt.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, I think Ryan would have been better off fighting like Kambosos or something to really kind of show, like, I belong in these conversations more, build up to fights like this. But I mean, we here now, so he gotta show Tank like he really living the words he's been saying in these press conferences.
Right. Right. Another thing about the rehydration clause, they talking about if Ryan Garcia gets the win, he's staying at 135 to fight Devin Haney.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so if that's the case, what are you tripping over a rehydration clause for? Like, don't get me wrong, I understand you can still rehydrate from 135. But if the whole point of you bitching about the rehydration clause because it's hard for you to make 135, then shut the fuck up if you plan on staying there to fight Devin Haney.
I mean, which is probably Tank's camp's point. I think that the point is, with no restrictions on rehydration, he could easily jump back up 15 pounds. Like, if he's walking around, I don't know what his walking around weight is, but if he's like 155, 160 walking around.
I'm sure he may be bigger than that.
All right, fair enough. I'm just saying, when you start getting everything back in you, you're going to balloon more so based on your walking around weight. I don't think Tank is that big walking around.
Well, it depends on when he's walking around, because we see him with the big chain on when that nigga looked like he was about 175 walking around that bitch.
All right, no, that's
right. You know what I'm saying?
I meant more so between these fights recently, but yeah, there have been times where he looked like a big dude walking around. The
question then comes down to, though, how much is too much? How much is not an advantage? Like, do you want to balloon back up to 15 pounds over 135? Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to hover right around that that 145, 147 mark?
Hmm.
Because you put on too much weight, and you may be, depending on who you're fighting, a Devin Haney for sure too. But he
Right.
has experience with Devin though, because they fought what, 4 times in the amateurs, and
I
they
mean, they were
they're
they
two
were
and
little
two.
kids, man. I mean, they did fight, but like I was watching something today, and Devin Haney said the first time they fought, they were 10. Like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, like it's like y'all fought, but it's
Right.
like that's something
But the
completely
last time
different
they
than y'all
fought, I
now.
believe they was 16, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were, later in those teenage. I'm
Uh
just
huh.
saying, when we say they
That's a
fought four
good.
times, we got to talk
Right.
about like what age, what was the situation, all that. You know what I
That is a
mean?
good point. That's a good point because I didn't think about that. So I wonder how old they was when Ryan and Shakur fought.
Yeah,
Because I
I'm
think
not
Ryan
sure
and
of that.
Shakur fought twice, and Shakur got 2 wins over him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you did get them in amateurs.
I know Shakur hasn't lost to Ryan. It's just a matter of how many times they fought. I think it was 2 though.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm
But
not
that
sure.
makes you then now I have the same question you have: is how old were they when they
What they
fought? You
fought,
feel what I'm
right?
saying?
I
I
mean,
just
I was gonna say, I think Shakur's younger than them anyway, right?
mm-hmm.
Devin and Ryan.
Slightly, yeah, slightly.
Yeah,
Ryan's 24 right now. I think I think Shakur is 22, turning 23,
gotcha.
or he may have just had his birthday. I think I seen some. I think I seen something, some article or something about, yeah, because he already been engaged. I
Oh, is
think,
he?
yeah, he's engaged to oh girl he just had the baby with. But I saw something like on some boxing news page. It was either like a birthday or a something celebration. I don't know. Here nor there, who cares?
I got you.
But back to the topic at hand. I well, I guess for my shower heads out there, I would like to point out notable wins, right? Cuz some people may be using the show to gamble, to place a bet, and motherfuckers is bringing up experience for a reason, right? Because when you look at notable wins, biggest on Ryan's resume would be Javier Fortuna because he got the belt off of him. He's 37-4, one draw, 26 KOs, 33 years old. Then, of course, we have Luke Campbell, who is an ex champion, who is now 20-4, 16 KOs at the age of 35. And I feel like this is like the I don't want to say this is the golden boy model because Mayweather has done it too. You know what I'm saying? Like waited until somebody's getting older, like on the back end of their career before they try to take a belt from them. But like all your like those fights are like neither one of those fighters that are on your notable wins list were in their prime when you fought them. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay,
Luke
that's true.
Campbell was a dog. We know that.
Hmm.
Javier Fortuna still is a dog and he was holding on to the belt, but he's not the same Javier that he once was.
Okay, I'll give you that. But do we give Tank the Gamboa credit? Tank or Devin, really, the credit for Gamboa?
No, I don't give either to Gamboa credit, but what I will say is Gamboa is his whole career has been fucking up the plan. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
plan was to boost this man this way, and we're gonna give him Gamboa to do so. And Gamboa rocket Terrence Crawford. Then he'll put it to a Gervonta for a little bit. Then he'll hang in there with Devin for a little bit. But no, I won't give him credit because Gamboa's been damaged goods.
Hmm.
Been damaged goods. He was even a champion at one point. And I think
Right.
he's a gold medalist, right?
I believe
I
so. Yeah, I
believe
think.
he's a gold
I,
medalist for Cuba.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a couple of
Yeah, that may be
belts
two
at one
time.
point.
He may be a 2 time gold medalist.
No. Yeah, unified featherweight looks like.
Nah, it's somebody else who was a 2 time gold medalist other than um Lomachenko. I don't know if it's Gambo. It might. I think it might be Gambo. And now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah, he got gold in '04 Olympics. I'm not.
that's not
Uh,
another one.
yeah, nah.
Okay. There's somebody. Oh, was it Rigondeaux? I think it was Rigondeaux. I
Uh,
think Rigondeaux is a two-time gold medalist.
hmm.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
was
other Cuban.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was an older fighter too. So yeah, of
Hmm.
course. Mm. But yeah, nah, I just don't know if your notable wins were at the best points of those other fighters' careers. Then I look at Gervante's notable wins, and I see Mario Barrios at 140, who is now 27-2 after the Keith Thurman decision loss with
Right.
18 KOs at the age of 27.
Hmm.
Isak Cruz 24-2 with one draw, 17 KOs, 24 years old. Like, at least you're fighting these motherfuckers while they're still in the ages of being killers or thinking they're killers. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Leo Santa Cruz was, 34, but it showed with that KO. You know what I'm saying? And I even feel it like I remember sparring as a young buck and being able to walk through punches and then getting old and be like, woo shit, like you gotta put your hands up, watch out for them. You can't keep taking them like you used to.
Oh man.
Yeah. Can't walk them down no more. And ironically, that 34 is around the age of the Luke Campbell Javier Fortuna. So I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by his resume, regardless of how people try to put it. Like, just because you knocked Fonseca out in one round and Tank took the fight off because it was the same fight, mind you, that he got his belt stripped away from him on the scale because he came in
Hmm.
overweight.
Overweight.
Of
Yeah.
course, he's not going to try to kill him. He doesn't even care about the fight anymore. He
Right.
got his belt took. And Fonseca was somebody too. He was a platter. He was a meal you put out for somebody. So I expect a Ryan Garcia to, finish his meal. You're
Hmm.
hungrier than Tank was at that point.
Nah, you got a point with that. I'll give you that. I mean, like I said, obviously Tank has a better resume thus far, but at the same time, that only means but so much. They both
Right,
beaten everyone that's been put in front of them.
right, right. And in dominant fashion, they said that the last fight that's not it. What was the stat? Oh, I was listening to the Boxing Voice podcast, and
Hmm.
they was talking about who carries knockout power into the later rounds, and they was saying, well, we know Tank took Gamboa out in the 12th, and he took Barrios out in the 11th, or was it the 12th?
I remember it was late.
I think it was
Yeah.
the 11th. I don't think it was the last round.
Hmm.
But they said the latest that Ryan Garcia has dropped somebody was in the 8th round, and it was a scheduled 8 rounder. So I don't know how much props I give you for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a scheduled 8 rounder. Like Tank even says in a 12 round fight, I'm not looking for the knockout until 6 through 8.
Hmm.
So you got an 8 round fight. I don't know that of course it means you translate power into late rounds because you have been punching for 7 rounds prior. But I don't know if I consider the 8th round late knockout.
Yeah, not when the whole fight is 8 rounds.
You know
Probably
what I'm saying? Like, you got like a whole quarter of the fight remaining. 9,
right.
10, 11, and 12. More than a quarter. Well, no,
Yeah.
yeah, you got more than a quarter remaining with round 9, 10, 11, and 12. I don't know if I would consider 8 like a late round knockout. That I think 6 to 8 is mid.
No, I'd agree with that.
Maybe late mid. Give them 8 late mid, but it's still mid. That's also a concern because that's still at the time of you fighting scheduled 8-round fights. So that means you were fighting scheduled 8-round fighters as well. Now,
Yeah.
does your power translate late with elite fighters? I don't know if we can say so because you didn't get Luke Campbell out of there. How do
I
you
mean,
how not? How do you not get Luke Campbell out of there? And I'm not saying there's been many people that have gotten him out of there, but if you're him, like you're saying you are, you ain't getting him up out of there. You rocked him a few times. You couldn't get him gone.
hold up. Are we still talking about Ryan or?
Yeah, that went to
So,
decision, didn't it? Yeah.
no, that's when he hit him with that body shot.
Oh,
And he
he
fell
did
down
drop
on
him
his
with the
knee.
body. Yeah,
Yeah.
you right. You are right. I do remember that. He did get him gone with the body.
Yeah, that same left hook, just to the body that
Yep.
time.
And you know what? That's his best bet. I meant to say that earlier. Ryan Garcia's best bet with that check hook is a body shot, not a head shot.
Mm, I'm not mad at that.
That's a
Hey,
body shot.
whatever's gonna work for him, I'm sure he'll take it.
I'm just saying, motherfuckers don't understand that Tank, that nickname came from Tank Head.
Hmm.
Calvin and all them used to call him Tank Head because his head was big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't tank because you ran through motherfuckers. And I
Right.
only point that out because if a motherfucker call you tank head, that means they know you can take blows and you still cool. You feel what
Nah,
I'm
that's it.
saying?
Yeah, so he should, work on that body
And
based
I
off that.
believe, and I believe it was the All Access where he fought Jose Pedraza for the belt, where Calvin was talking about that. If motherfuckers want to fact check me, but Ryan don't have no business, and we know Tank has decent defense too. You can't get that check hook through a pillow. If he keep his hand up the whole time, you think you gonna get that through his glove? You think your
Oh,
check hook is that hard that you gonna get it through his glove to knock him out?
nah, he needs a clean shot for that.
Period. And it
Yeah.
gotta hit you on the chin. Because I
Hmm.
guarantee you, if you hit him on the top of the head and it ain't on the temple or behind the ear, he's gonna eat that bitch.
Right.
That might be the setup to the knockout blow. I just wanted to eat that one so I could throw this uppercut while you were, you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he could definitely get him out of there like that if it go like that.
And I get it, right? Because that's my only flaw that I can put on Tank is you get hit too much. You get
Yeah.
hit too much, but like
Right.
we said in the text, that may be by design because when you're 5'5" with a 67.5-inch arm reach, you gotta get in close and take one to give one sometimes.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, kind of how we was talking about before as well. Like when you let guys like Rolly, which I'm not gonna lie, I really liked Rolly in
I
the
like Rolly
past, but
too.
yeah,
And
but if
Rolly
you,
rough Ryan's ass up, had blood all over his headgear after they sparred.
all right,
Yeah,
I,
tell the
I, I,
truth.
I feel you on that, but I'm just saying in the actual fight, he was touching Take up before Take got him
Rolly,
out of
yeah,
there.
he was.
So I'm just saying,
He wasn't holding the line.
if you give Ryan opportunities like that, I don't know that it goes the same way. That's all
Right.
I'm saying.
I see what you getting at. I see what you getting at. But would you though?
What I what?
I mean, of course not you, but I'm thinking like if you tank, would you think that I are automatically just from looking at both of them, I can automatically say that Ryan has the more, what's the word I'm looking for? He's the more fundamentally sound fighter of the two.
You think Ryan is?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Rolly is very unorthodox. He's very
Oh,
awkward.
you mean between Ryan and
Ryan and
Rolly?
Rolly,
I
right.
thought we were still talking about Ryan and Take.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no. Between Ryan and Rolly, I
okay,
think
okay.
Ryan is the more
Oh yeah,
fundamentally sound
I would for
fighter.
sure agree with that.
You know, so even though Rolly roughed him up, I think you have me looking at him as a fighter. I'm still more worried about Ryan than I am Rolly in his fight because he's awkward and he hasn't proved to me nothing. He should have lost to Jackson Martinez, and they gave him the victory.
Yeah. Controversial as
You know
well.
what I'm saying? He should have lost to him. So I'm not really high on him to begin with. If this is me looking at it from a fighter perspective, then we go on to Ryan. I'm like, I've never seen a close fight from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen a controversial swing judge fight from Ryan. Like, he's always really did a decent job of putting himself in front of the other, even if it's not a KO victory. So I would be more concerned with Ryan. Now, like I said, Rolly didn't hold the line. I don't know what, we know Tank's a talker. I don't know what Tank was saying to Rolly to make Rolly change from that style of, you know, boxing, pop shotting to I'm about to come and kill you. But Ryan needs to figure that out and get that to Tank. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think that Tank baits Ryan into doing something like that.
I get that.
I think Ryan has to get his confidence up from what he's landed on his own. But your words aren't going to get me gassed up to try to come at you.
Right. No, I hear that. I think one thing for sure, though, whoever gets a clean hit first, seeing how the other fighter reacts to it, is going to tell a lot about how the rest of the fight is going to go.
You are absolutely correct.
Right.
You are absolutely correct.
If we see like some stumbling, some like, oh, like you really hit hard. If we see anything that suggests that, you know, you already know how the rest of the fight's going to go.
Fuck the stumbling, like, and I could see it happening either way, right? But again, I lean Tank, especially after that Hector Garcia fight. The nigga said, I can't see. I can't see.
Yeah, that was.
He wasn't knocked out. He was just like, I can't see.
He just sound like, I don't know what's going on.
Right, like these shots they're compounding on me, and it's starting to bother me. I can't go back out.
I don't want no more.
Right, you feel what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that Ryan cannot do the same to Tank. I don't see Tank quitting on his stool. I'm just saying, if you compound the punishment that you are doing with, like, say, checking the body, couple uppercuts, all that, work that body, you may get Tank to slow down.
Yeah.
That may be where you want him. But there's not a lot of avenues Ryan can take where he still gets to the destination that he punched into his GPS. You only have a few routes you can take, bruh.
No, I definitely agree with that. Tank for sure has a lot more paths to victory tonight.
Right. You got a helicopter. You can drop in. You can, you can pull up. You can sneak around back. Ryan only has a one-way in and out. You got two directions you can take. It's up to you.
Right. Yeah, we got to see, man, because, you know, your boy Ellerby's talking about, oh, well, what if Tank knocks him out in the first round and all this stuff? And it's just like, that's not Tank's fight. That's not his game. So it's like, if he comes out there thinking that's what he's about to do, I think, like, he gonna mess something up.
Why is Tank still allowing Leonard Ellerby around him?
Hey. Questions that need answers, man.
You know, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand Leonard Ellerby has value. But if I'm Tank, I'm looking at it like, but you don't have value to me. Like, this is multiple times that you have spoken for me, you know what I'm saying, in situations and gas motherfuckers up. Like, sit the fuck down. Like, you got the fight made. You're a part of promotion. It's made. Right. Now it's your time to sit the fuck down. Take a tip from Al Heyman and get lost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to talk, you want to get into it with Oscar De La Hoya. First of all, we know Oscar De La Hoya's coked up ass and knock you clean the fuck out. We know we never seen you in the ring, Leonard.
For sure. We know what Oscar could do.
You hear me? We see you behind the nigga that was going to the ring. Don't keep chomping at the bit with Oscar and think Oscar's ass won't knock you the fuck out.
For sure.
Get gone. Get fucking gone. He gets on my nerves.
Oh, man.
He gets on my nerves. But the only other thing I did want to point out, and we'll probably go a little longer and wrap up, is I know like immediately when motherfuckers heard about the fight, they was like, "Oh, this is Mayweather De La Hoya all over again."
You think?
Oh, there was a lot of people that were making the comparison. I don't think.
Okay, yeah. I don't agree with that. So
I
I
don't
was,
think at all. De La
man.
Hoya was a gold medalist.
Hmm.
You know, coming in with a silver medalist, they fucked him. Cuba
Hmm.
fucked him, but Mayweather was still a silver medalist, and De La Hoya was the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Floyd was the one challenging the top of the food chain. In this situation, it's the reverse, and I don't know if I would say that Ryan Garcia. Well, neither one of them are reflections of their mentor. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like so think about Mayweather and Gervonta. Mayweather had a magician style. A now you see me, now you don't type
Hmm.
situation. I'm here until you throw it and I'm gone and I'm hitting you with a couple. Gervonta, because he's 3 inches shorter with a 4.5 inch less of a reach, Mayweather had a 72-inch reach at five
Yeah.
eight.
Insane.
A 72-inch reach at 5'8", of course you could get out the way and still hit a motherfucker. But when you got a short, stubby nigga with short, stubby arms, and I'm not trying
Hmm.
to down him, we're the
Right.
same
And I mean,
height.
it is what it is.
We're the
That's,
same height, and we fought with the same style. I'm not comparing my style to his, because clearly his is on a completely another level. I'm just saying I know what it feels like to fight with the style of getting close, take one, deliver a couple, get out of there. I I don't think that Tank was built with the ability to mimic or mirror a Mayweather.
oh, yeah, not at all. I mean, he got a little bit of defense, but I
Oh
mean, that's the
no,
main thing with Floyd. Like,
that's all
that,
defense.
yeah, he's just different. Like,
Now you know it's funny. I don't want to wish injury on anybody, but Gervonta's already broken a hand.
hmm.
Let him break it again, and I bet you see a little bit more of a Mayweather style than a head hunting
Oh,
style.
that same
Yeah,
transformation, you
once
think?
your hands start getting
Yeah.
brittle, it's like I can't keep throwing these hoes like that no more.
Hmm.
Cause like we talked about, if I landed on the top of his head, I can't throw this at all. This is done.
Right.
Can't even fake like I'ma throw it if it's broken. Tank was still throwing with that broken hand though in that Eastside Cruz fight.
Yeah, he was trying.
That
Yeah.
and I've been in that situation before where it's like you gotta throw it. And yeah, it
Hmm.
hurts, but you gotta
Yeah.
throw it. But I got a little he gained a little. I got a little bit more confident in him when I saw that. Like, oh, he got the dog in him.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, you definitely gonna lose if you damn near got one hand behind your back at that point. Like,
He still kind of beat him handedly.
yeah.
But you know, it's funny. With that being said, I don't think that Ryan Garcia gets past Isaac Cruz or Isak Cruz. I don't
Mm,
think that happens.
I think
I don't think that happens, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because
okay.
again, Ryan, his feet are like rooted into the ring. Like his feet are so flat. Like he is so stuck there. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
Isak Cruz is like Tank in where they can gauge distance and cut it off very well. Isak was getting right in Tank's face on a few times where it was like Tank couldn't do nothing but put his hands up. Ryan cannot take somebody being up in his chest that can cut the distance in that way because he doesn't have enough. I've never seen him take a back step.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? I've never seen
yeah.
him take a half step back, like trying to get out the way, like just one step to put himself in position. I've never seen it.
I will say though, if Tank is looking to cut off the distance, like you said, look for that punch. I was kind of looking at some of his more recent fights, sometimes when he's kind of looking for that punch, he kind of squares up his feet a bit
Mm-hmm.
too much for me. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like Ryan has the speed to kind of, do something with that if he notices it at the
You are
right time.
right. You are right. You are right about that. I'm not gonna lie. But Mike Tyson did too.
I mean, what is Tyson like? What you gonna
They
do with him?
saying that this is the lightweight Tyson.
Oh man.
Mike Tyson squared up, and that's when he would deliver some of the most damages when both of his feet were side by side and he was just hooking
Hmm.
off. But he also did that little hopscotch switch stance, with both feet. He jumped with both feet
Yeah. Also, I
like a
just think,
gazelle.
oh man. Nah, I was gonna say also, I don't know. I feel like that heavyweight shit is different. Like
It
Mike was
is.
really throwing boulders at people. Like
And he
it
was
ain't too,
small.
yeah, it ain't too much. His feet squared up gonna help you with at that point.
You are right. And fighting a long guy like Ryan Garcia, if he does stay behind his jab, does hit you with the 1, 2, 3s, and you square up, he'll put you on your ass. Even though he may not hurt you, he'll put you on your ass.
Right.
Kind of like Luke Campbell did to him.
Hmm. I mean, he popped right back up, but yeah, he did knock him
My
down.
nigga was laying on his shoulder. His
Uh,
arm was behind his back.
the ref didn't even get to count for
He
real, man.
did pop back up, but he was hurt. Anytime your hand is not in front of you and you're
No, no, no,
laying
no.
behind your arm like you about to get arrested,
Right. Now he had him looking crazy. I would.
you got rocked, Joe. You got
Man.
rocked, man. I mean, all the respect. I do like Ryan Garcia. I really do. I just don't know if now's the time. But it is the only time considering the fact that you can't make 135 anymore.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You can't wait for Tank to move up to 140. He's a natural smaller guy. He's a smaller build. He may never.
Yeah.
You can catch
Um.
Haney at 140. The only difference is probably won't have the belts. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? If you want all the belts, you got to stay at 135.
Yeah.
And sure, Shakur is always going to be a few pounds chasing them.
Yeah. Right
You know what I'm
behind him in weight
saying? Like,
classes. Yeah.
I'm not big enough to move up to y'all's weight yet, but I'll be there in a second. And then they go,
Hmm.
kind of like Terrence.
Yeah.
I'll be there in a second. And then by the time you get there, it's like, I was planning on moving, Jack.
Right.
I wasn't waiting on you.
Yeah. I agree. Because I mean, I feel like going a couple weeks in advance now. Devin's fighting Loma, but
What is that,
I
May
don't think he
28th?
uh 20th. I think something along those
Yeah,
lines.
it's something, May 20 something.
Yeah, I think May 20th. But I don't think Devin's gonna run through Loma, but I mean, especially Loma's older. I think this shit is more so a formality. Like, y'all want to act like I was gifted a belt. I'm gonna beat the guy who had the belt and didn't lose, basically. Um, and I'm gonna keep it moving from there. He didn't want to fight me back in the day.
So let me ask you this: how much do styles make fights then? Because I think Devin shits Teofimo Lopez. Like I don't even think it's a close fight at all. Like I think he
Oh,
shits him.
oh yeah, no. I definitely think he would work Tio.
So if, and don't get me wrong, because I saw a clip the other day, maybe been 2 days ago. It was on YouTube. They was talking about how Loma was struggling with shoulder issues in that Teofimo Lopez fight and the fight before that.
Hmm.
And they were basically saying maybe he was telling the truth about the shoulder because the fight after, when he fought, was it Comey?
Oh yeah.
He made him look dumb.
Hmm.
So they were saying maybe Loma was telling the truth when he said, I'm having issues with my shoulder. Listen, I just got shoulder surgery. I got 12 anchors in my bitch right now.
Mm.
I know if you got shoulder surgery, there ain't much you can do in that motherfucker.
I don't know, man. I guess we gonna see. I do think that style shit is crazy because I think Loma runs through Cambosos. I'll say that. Even at this age.
I agree. I agree with that.
But the fact that Devin has the type of defense that he has, I don't know what Loma is gonna do with him without kind of doing some like dirty, sneaky trick shit that Loma kind of be doing sometimes.
Right, right. He definitely does.
Yeah.
He definitely does. But he's not gonna get him with the block rake where he rakes the block and throws the straight. He's not gonna get Devin with that. He's not gonna get him with the sidestep matrix shit. That's not gonna happen against Devin.
Right. Yeah.
Those are like that's your hook.
That's his main stuff.
Hook, right? For Ryan Garcia, if you don't get me with the block rake and the straight or the sidestep, what do you really have? At that point, you're just I was about to say something disrespectful. I was about to say at that point you're just Manny Pacquiao, but Pacquiao was a dog. It's just he just threw hella punches. You know what I'm saying? Like he just like I'm not trying to take nothing away from Pacquiao, but I've just never seen nobody throw that many punches. And how do you lose when you throw that many punches? You know, if you're still on your feet at the end of the fight and you can throw that many punches, you won. Look at Paul Williams. That nigga was averaging 100 punches a round and he was knocking everything out.
Right.
And even when he wasn't knocking it out, you got the decision because you threw more than 1,200 punches a fight.
Yeah. I mean, all in all, going back to the 135, 140 conversation, I think it's gonna be interesting because Shakur is trying to call out Devin. They're gonna want to see Devin fight whoever wins this fight. All this shit. But at the end of the day, like Devin already said he wants to move up regardless. So it's just like, are people still gonna try to hit him with he's ducking fights when he been told y'all he wants to move up?
Devin said he would stay around 135 even though he wants to move to 140 until everyone calling him out is.
I heard him say something similar as well, but I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see with that too, because I feel like saying that and actually doing it might be different things.
And you are correct, because sometimes your body just won't let you. The only good thing is, and that's another reason why I'm not big on giving Tank that much on the rehydration clause. Y'all niggas are only 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You're not NBA players. It's not like you're putting on an extra 2 inches a year.
Right.
You're still the same height. You're 24 years old. If you can't make 135 still, that means that your eating habits, your drinking habits, whatever you're doing outside of the ring is a problem.
Right.
And we know Ryan be in a club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, that's what's kind of worried me, because I mean, he's definitely had some time, so I'm like, all right, especially with this rehydration shit, like hopefully he's cutting that weight the right way.
It looked like
you know what I'm saying?
Though. He didn't look too sick. You know what I mean?
I couldn't really tell, because you could kind of see that both of their cheekbones a little bit.
Tank and
you know
Ryan,
what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what
Devin looks the worst.
Yeah.
Devin does look like he's hurting himself to get to 135.
Oh, yeah. I saw an interview from Lily just a couple days ago. Devin was like clearly dehydrated. He kept licking his lips. In the middle of the interview, he asked for his water. Like, he's hurting right now.
Devin looks like he hurts the most to get down to 135.
Right.
He looks like Conor McGregor with the sunken in eyes when he's on the scale. I'd be like, oh, bro.
Right.
You can't keep doing that to yourself.
Yeah. See, and you know, stuff like right. And you know, like I said, stuff like that, like I feel like he got to move up. Like he's not going to be able to sustain that for much longer.
Belts. Real talk, you already did it. Fuck them belts. And then think about it. You've unified the toughest weight class in boxing right now without even having to go through the toughest fighters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about the 140. Think about 140. Josh Taylor's trying to move to 147. So really all you have right there right now is Regis Prograis and Jose is it Jose Ramirez? You can unify 140 easy too.
I mean, I think the belts are spread out, so he would need a few fights to do that. But
the belts are spread out at 140. It would take a few years to get them all together.
There's each belt is with one person. It's not like anybody got multiples.
Yeah, because Josh Taylor vacated the fight at 147, and we're still waiting on that fight. Where's it at?
Right.
Now we talking about moving back down to 140. What's the point? What's the point of you going to one? You just gave up all your belts.
Yeah.
And Regis been on that ass because he said he thought that he got robbed in that first one. I did edge Josh Taylor out in that fight, but it was a great fight by Regis.
Yeah.
But I gave it to Josh.
I like Regis too, but yeah.
He's my favorite at 140.
Right.
If Tank would have fought Regis, I wouldn't have known what to do. I'd have been like, I don't know. Like I probably still would have rooted for Tank just because he the underdog moving up, but Regis is my guy at 140.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Devin might as well move up though. I mean, like you said, there's a couple guys at 140 right now, but I think he should be fine up there.
Ryan already has a belt at 140, so you know you got that fight. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe if Ryan wins, the plan is to fight.
I mean, he has a belt. Does he have the belt at 140?
I'm pretty sure Javier Fortuna was the...
I think it was like the interim belt or something like that.
But Javier... No. Well, you might be right because Javier had the belt at 135. That was who Devin tried to make the fight with first before he fought Cambosos. He tried to fight Fortuna for I think it was the WBO. So you may be right. I think Fortuna may have moved up to 140 and got a regular because he had the actual belt at 135, and then Ryan took the regular from him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And then Tiafimo's dumbass talking about, I can't stand him. I don't know what. I used to like him too. I don't know. But just hearing him talk and the delusion that comes out of his mouth is like, I can't rock. And now he going after Josh Taylor. First of all, he's not on Josh Taylor's level. In no way, shape, or form. He's going to be the nigga, mark my words, he's going to be the nigga that leaves boxing with the only thing that he has is beating Loma for them belts. And he's going to call himself undisputed until he dies, even though we know you didn't have the WBC.
Right.
You didn't fight Devin, and you were scared to fight Devin.
I mean, as you should be. Because I don't think that would go his way. Like,
I agree too. I'd much rather even, and I don't get me wrong, I'm a long way removed from fighting. Even though I did, my last fight was in 2017. It was an L though. I was 20 pounds underweight.
Oh damn.
No, I was overweight. What it was I fought in the Tough Man, and I was supposed to fight at 159, and I weighed in at 161. And they was like, well, you could fight at light heavy, which is 185. And I was like, fuck it, put me in light heavy.
Oh, man.
I got worked. I ain't get dropped or nothing, but
yeah,
I got some good shots in, but I got worked.
That 20 pounds make a big difference, though.
And you think it doesn't? I couldn't even push Cuz off of me on the ropes.
Right.
Like on the ropes, I'm trying to push him back to gain space, and I couldn't even really move him.
I was about to say that. Like, even if you're not a better fighter, like, he can really just lay on you, tire you out.
Most of the fight, he had me on the ropes.
Yeah.
He had me on the ropes, and Footwork didn't listen. I didn't have boxing shoes on. That's my dumb ass. I was fighting with LeBron's on.
Oh, man.
I was fighting with LeBron's on.
That's crazy.
I just thought I was going to make some quick little money. You know what I'm saying? Quick little thou wow.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make weight. I was like, damn, I thought I was on weight. And I must have been weighing myself on the wrong scale.
Oh, man.
But, shit, man. I guess you just said it. Maybe that's... But you stronger than that. I ain't playing. You stronger than that. I was about to say maybe that's why the rehydration clause comes into play. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
5'5" fighting at 135 and the nigga you fighting is 5'11", yeah, he gonna rehydrate higher than you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's enough to where you can't push him off the ropes.
Yeah. I think without the clause, Ryan probably would have came in like a 150, 152. But at the same time,
Right.
like I said earlier, if you're talking like you're gonna run through him, what do those extra 5, 6 pounds really mean? You know what I'm
And
saying?
what are
Like,
you rehydrating too? Because we seen Gervonta Davis looking like the Michelin Man dancing in his drawers with his dress shoes.
uh,
You can get up too, motherfucker.
right.
And you actually put body behind your punches. So
Mm,
why are you worried about his rehydration if you can rehydrate too?
yeah. I mean, that's the thing as well. It's going to be interesting to see if that ends up backfiring on them because they are under the same rehydration clause on Gervonta's side, obviously. So they both supposed to come in at 146. Obviously, they can still rehydrate more after they get their second weigh in, but I'm not. I heard it was 10 o'clock. I'm assuming that's 10 o'clock p.m.
11 a.m. I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's in the morning. The second weigh-in is in the
Oh, well,
morning.
then they still got all
Yeah,
day to
you
rehydrate.
got more than 24 hours to rehydrate back up. So he can still rehydrate up to 154 if, you know what I'm saying, he can get up there. But you
Yeah,
also don't want to consume too much
right.
because then you'll be sluggish and you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
That's just tough either way you look at it. I don't think it was necessary. I really
yeah,
don't think it was necessary. But
yeah. I think it was really just Tank's camp saying, "Yo, we the A
my
side."
yo, no, that was
What's
just
up?
somebody in the chat. That's
Oh,
my co-host. But what
um,
was you saying?
I,
My fault.
I I feel like he was just saying, "Yo, we the A side. If you want this fight to happen, you gonna bend to our rules."
Right. Why would
Period.
I go? And I don't see a problem with that. I'm not going up to 140. I
Hmm.
fought Mario Barrios. It wasn't the fight that I liked. I'm going to stay at 135. If you want the fight, it's going to be at 135. But my whole thing is what really makes me feel kind of funny about it is nobody's ever said this. Why do we got to take it a pound off? Ryan should have been the one to say, why do we have to take it a pound off? Why can't we fight at 135 for your belt?
Right, right. Yeah, I was about to say that as well.
I
I don't
want
really
your
like that
belt.
catchweight shit. Yeah,
Right.
I don't like that catchweight
I
shit.
don't want this fight to be for nothing. I want to take something from you.
Right,
So if I got to kill myself to lose 1 extra pound, that's what I'm going to do. I want to take something from you.
right. No, I agree with that. Because then it's like people are, saying, "Oh, this is the biggest fight at 135," and the fight not at 135. So, like, what are we talking about?
It's almost like that. I feel like that's Floyd Mayweather too, in a sense, because it's almost the same as the Leo Santa Cruz fight. Y'all took it a pound off as well, so neither one of y'all was fighting for y'all's belts.
Hmm.
Why?
I guess to save face
I don't
when if
like
shit
that
goes
shit,
south.
man.
Yeah, I don't like it
If you
either.
good, fuck it.
Yeah,
You
nah,
looking
just
at
for
Deontay Wilder, who motherfuckers was popping dirty, and he was like, I don't give a fuck. We still
yeah,
fighting. Come on.
run it. No, no, I still need that. Oh
And the
man,
nigga didn't start fighting until he was 21.
right.
So,
It
how the
was
fuck?
really, yeah. I
That's
was just about to say,
weird.
and he was really planning to just be a journeyman, make some money for his daughter. He was like, "Oh, I'm actually knocking niggas out. All
You
right."
feel what I'm saying? Man. And now you got a nigga who is, and I'll say it. I'll say it legitimately skills pound for pound. And I don't mean this as far as pound for pound list, but I'll say pound for pound, I do think Tank's the best fighter. I think Tank's the best. I think Tank is the best fighter right now, pound for pound. The only other person I could give it to would be, I can't give it to Terrence. He's been inactive. Can't give it to Canelo. He lost to Bivol. Inoue just moved up in weight, so I can't give it to you. Maybe Jermell.
Charlo.
Yeah, for unifying 154.
Mm-hmm.
But even that seems real wild. Number one to Jermell. That's why. And I think it's Jamal. I think Jermell's the bigger one. I might be confused. I don't know.
No, I think it's Jamel.
It isn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Um,
still don't think I could give him number one. But it's like who? Maybe Usyk.
I was about to say people are
Maybe
putting
Usyk.
Usyk up there,
I would
but
put Usyk in number one because he was unified in cruiserweight and then moved up and got the belts from Joshua. I'll give Usyk number one.
man, I don't know what happened to Joshua, man. That was really my guy too.
And I remember we used to argue all the time.
Yeah,
Remember,
I
I was
thought
the
he.
one who said Andy Ruiz was going to take him in the first
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
I wish BetMGM was around back then, boy, because I'd have been paid with the rest of them.
Oh man,
They said that was one of the biggest paydays in fighting. And I
that
said
shit is
Andy
crazy.
Ruiz got Joshua. Joshua's just is I don't know, it's heart. It's his heart. It's a heart thing.
He really had me thinking he was him, but yeah, he couldn't keep it up, so it was over for that.
And he looked good in the back half of the Usyk fight.
Mm-hmm.
But so did Lomachenko in the Teofimo Lopez fight. That doesn't mean you get a Vic.
Right.
You got to look good the whole fight.
Yeah, or you got to stop him.
Mock said, hit the showers, Cliff, for distracting your boy. So I'm going to tell you before we about to wrap up here in a second. Hit the showers, though, is like the how do I put it? Like the worst decision in like the sports or whatever. Like, so like, I would almost give a preliminary just to give you an idea. My hit the showers before we wrap is going to Bernard Hopkins. Why the fuck are you getting involved in the stare
Oh,
down?
in the weigh-in
Yeah,
thing,
you're
yeah,
not security. You
right,
can't stop neither one of them from fighting. So why do you feel like you can walk up and put your hands on a motherfucker?
right.
Hit the showers. You look dumb as fuck. Now
Uh,
taking your face, putting his hands up, and now everybody gonna be memeing that. Like,
yeah, that whole situation was crazy. And then Tank, I guess he like, oh well, I'm gonna touch Ryan now. So then that was the whole
right,
thing.
right.
Man.
Right. But it also comes down to dogging you too, though.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what Tank be saying when he say like you from the burbs in Cali. Like I'm
Oh,
from
talking about Ryan.
right. I'm from Baltimore. Like you
Oh
you
yeah.
gotta have a bit of dog in you. Like yeah, like you can't. Of course, you should know that you're safe on a stage for a weigh in or a face off. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anybody touching me neither. Get your fucking
Yeah.
hands off me.
Yeah, and I live around there now. Like I don't know exactly where Tank from, but West Baltimore, that shit's not a game. Like you know what I'm saying?
I believe you, my nigga.
Oh
I
man,
believe you. But my whole thing
like that
is,
shit is different.
did you notice? I almost felt like it was spur of the moment. Tank didn't plan on doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see how Ryan was looking when he did it?
Nah, I didn't catch him. What he
Ryan
do?
looked like the nervous friend that's out with you that doesn't know what's about to happen. Like he even
Mm,
put his Ryan put his hand on Tank's stomach, like trying to back him up from Bernard Hopkins, and you seen
mm-hmm.
his eyes get a little wider. Like what's he on? What's the
Right.
problem? Like, and listen, that comes down to you being in the burbs in California and him being from Baltimore. As much as I'm here for you, you don't fucking touch me. You touch me, now I have a problem. And now Ryan, like, what the fuck? Who am I fighting tomorrow?
I mean, at the same time, though, I feel like at that point he probably just didn't want the fight to get fucked up. Because
Who, Ryan?
because the last thing you need
That's a good.
is B Hop really feeling himself and really trying to touch Tank for real.
That's a
Ain't no fight
good.
if B Hop touch Tank. The fight is over. You know what I'm saying?
That is a good. That is a very. That never crossed my mind. But B-Hop ain't sliding Tank. We seen you get dropped by the white boy and get knocked out the ring in your last fight. Mind you, you was like, what, 50, 51? He was old. Who was it, Joey Spencer? It wasn't Joey Spencer, it was...
Yeah, I can't even remember who that was.
Slid him, dropped him out the ring on the judges' table. Nobody, you think you about to really bang with Tank? Nah, you not. Even though he's small, you're not.
I mean,
your old ass is not.
No. I don't know that they really mixing it up, but I'm saying if B-Hop really just took off on Tank, there's only one way that could go. There's only one way that could go. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. If he took off, but B-Hop ain't been in the penitentiary for what, 20-something years. That'd be the last time you ever had that in your mind. Like, I'm gonna just take off on this nigga.
Man.
He getting Golden Boy money. You better not take off on this nigga.
Right.
You would be Delonte West of the boxing community.
Nah, for sure.
The fuck? But just giving the idea, that's how the Hit the Showers goes. I have anything else before we wrap up? Oh, I didn't give my Gervonta Davis keys to win, but really the only thing I wrote down for Gervonta Davis's key to win is stay patient. Stay patient.
Yeah.
Don't get lulled into an actual fight. Even though I'm sure you know you can win it, stay patient. But I don't think he has a problem with that either, because usually he does download for the first 4 to 5 rounds. He doesn't even really start working till about 6.
Yeah. And that's why Ryan needs to try to give himself some type of edge in them early rounds. 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 1,000. I don't think I have anything else. I didn't know though, because I was looking up Tank's tallest fight against Floyd Mayweather's tallest fight. And Tank's tallest fight will be Ryan Garcia at 5'11". Before it was Mario Barrios 5'10.5", I believe. But Floyd Mayweather, although he's 5'8" with that 72-inch reach, that is just amazing to me. But his tallest fight was Tony Pep in 98. He was 6'1.5", and he had a decent record. Damn. I think he was like 42-8 over his career. So he wasn't a bad 6'1", but that would be the only fight I can think that Mayweather would have been in a Gervonta Davis situation. And you also got to remember, 17th fight, Floyd was still knocking niggas clean out. He was still pretty boy Floyd. He wasn't bad hands, I got defense Floyd at that point. So I would have to look it up. Like, I would have to go back and look at that fight, but I would be shocked if there weren't some similarities. You know what I'm saying? Between old school Floyd and Gervonta Davis. Nobody's knocking nobody out. Like, Gervonta Davis is solidifying. There's never been nobody in this low of a weight class with that high of a percentage. Never.
I would have to agree for sure.
He has a 98% KO percentage, maybe 96. It may be 96.
Yeah, I think it's only 2 fights where he didn't knock him out. So
only 2 fights. The Isaac Cruz, and the other one was before he even got to 12 rounds. He wasn't even at 12 rounds yet. I think it was a 8-rounder, and he didn't get dude up out of there. But Ryan Garcia has a 86.9, I think, % KO percentage with the 23-19. So you still got to give him P's, but it goes back to what we said. Your toughest opponents. Like, I don't give you peas if you knocking out niggas that was on their way out in the beginning.
Yeah.
And did he even knock out Javier Fortuna? I know he put him down, but I don't think he knocked him out. I think
I
that went to
think that
decision.
yeah, I think that was a
Yeah.
decision.
He did hurt him. I'm not gonna lie about that. He hurt him, but I don't know. Mock said donkey of the day. That's the best way to describe the hit the showers.
Oh, okay,
That makes
gotcha.
sense. That's
Yeah,
my co-host. He just couldn't make it, so he in the chat.
I dig it. I dig it.
But I don't got nothing else unless you got something else. Unless you want to throw out, because I don't know when the next time we gonna have you. What you feeling about this Terrence Crawford Errol Spence? Do you think it's gonna happen? Who do you know what I'm saying?
I would be honest, man. I want it to happen, but I don't know that it's gonna happen.
Really?
I think they both feel like they're the A side, and it can't be two A sides. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So, I mean, I definitely want it to happen. I hope they can, like, figure it out. But it seemed like all that type of stuff just keep getting in the way. So I
I
don't know.
allegedly, and I only say alleged, I play on the PlayStation with Terrence Crawford's brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence Crawford's wife's brother. And the only reason why I believe it is because he does have the details. Like, he's not, like, the details that he has is, it's not like you would have to really know, cuz, you know what I'm saying, and know
Yeah.
shit. And the only reason why I know it is because, I look shit up and I'm watching shit. But he been giving me some, I'm trying to get him on too. But he said he told him what I think is going to happen in that fight. I told him you should tell him. I do think Errol Spence is going to win. And the only way Terrence wins, he gets the same treatment, not treatment, but the same words just left me. Same game plan as Ryan. You gotta stay behind your jab and straight punches and be on your bike. And I think Terrence Crawford gets edged into a real fight too many times. Happened with Postal, happened with Gamboa, it happened, I can't think of the last dude, but it's happened a few times, and it's like, you banging with niggas you don't have no business banging with. Like, you're too good for that.
Right.
You're too good to be banging.
I'm with you on that.
We know you can bang, but you're too good to do it. But what was you about to say?
Nah, I was gonna say before you just went ahead and put it out there, like, is that where your loyalty's gonna lie? You with Bud since you talking to the family or whatnot? But
no, I don't listen, I don't give a fuck if it's family or not. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. Now, don't get me wrong, like, if Bud wins, I'm not gonna be upset, but I guarantee you, I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't gonna be no Ryan Garcia. That fight won't be a Ryan Garcia where a short shot clips you and you're going out. No, you're gonna have to fight the whole fight through. And the only way, listen, Errol Spence is a machine. He's a robot. He has flaws in his game, but all he's doing is coming forward. Terrence Crawford has a lot of tools to combat that. And if he holds the line, like we've been saying through the show, he gets the win. But if he gets lulled into a fight, it's a problem. Don't do that. Stay away from him. Errol doesn't have the best footwork. Even though I believe he's an Olympian as well. I don't know if he didn't have any medals. He was a reserve for the Olympic team. But yeah, he doesn't have the best footwork. Errol Spence takes wide steps into danger. It's just nobody that's ever checked him on it. So if Terrence is on it, I can see Terrence getting the victory, but I'm going with Errol.
Yeah, I would have to go Errol as well. I think that would be a really good fight. I think that would probably even be
Best
more of a
fight of the
fight than what we're
year.
gonna see tonight.
Yep.
But similar to what I said earlier, I think if both fighters come with their best fight, I'm taking Errol. With his best fight over Bud's best fight.
That's interesting. Now that's interesting, right?
Hmm.
Because I remember when you first said that about Ryan and Tank, I completely agree on the Tank end.
Oh, but you feeling the other way on this one? You think Bud's
Yeah,
best fight is taking him?
I think if Bud has his best fight, and when I say if whoever says best fight,
Hmm.
I'm thinking your best performance to date.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
and
think
that's what
Bud
I mean by.
has way more tools than Errol Spence to get a victory.
Mm,
Way more tools than Errol Spence. But I think it's almost like if I'm gonna compare, if I'm gonna give him a comparison, it's like what was his name? John Henry. John Henry against the train, the machine, the new
oh
machine that
yeah.
they made to lay the trains down.
Uh-huh.
I think that's Errol Spence. I'm just the machine, and Terrence Crawford is you're gonna have to show how human you are to get the win. You're
Mm.
gonna have to do things outside of the box, which I know he's capable of, but are you good enough to get it done? We saw Gamboa rock you. We saw Postal rock you. We saw what's his name? Jada Pinkett. I'm sorry, I apologize. Alopecia.
Oh,
What the fuck is his name?
oh man.
Ugas.
Yeah.
We saw Ugas. He looked like Charlie Villanueva from back in the day. But
Yeah.
we saw Ugas' ass catch him when his mouthpiece dropped and he still ate it. Didn't look wobbled. Motherfuckers tried to say he was wobbled, but he didn't look wobbled.
I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong. I love Bud's style, but I think, especially with all that's happened leading up to this potential fight, I just think Spence is just going to come as a whole different monster
Right.
in that fight.
Right. I agree too. I think it may be me jumping out the window to say this, but I think as far as skill goes, skilled fighters, Terrence Crawford goes in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's pretty solid.
Skilled, I would have to go Floyd Mayweather number 1. I would have to go Pernell Whitaker number 2. I would have to go Salvador Sanchez number 3. I would have to go Terrence Crawford number 4. And then I would give it to Muhammad Ali. And the only reason why I'm putting Muhammad Ali 5th is because you were a heavyweight. So it wasn't skill versus skill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your skill was against a lot of people's brawn and but the heavyweight position isn't a really skilled position, which is why Tyson Fury's so amazing because it's like, oh no, he's skilled and he's a heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't put Ali up there, but I would say Mayweather, Pernell, Salvador, Terrence, Ali.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I would probably have to think about that a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit
a.
to give a similar list, but I like those names, so I'm not mad
Oh
at the
no, and
list.
I didn't write that down. That wasn't anything that I wrote and had prepared. I'm just thinking off the top as far as the most skilled fighters I've ever seen. Salvador is, man. I used to watch him. You just never seen a Mexican dude. He almost gave me white chocolate vibes. Like when
Mm,
Jason Williams came in the league and
yeah,
motherfuckers was
for the
like, what
Kings,
the
yeah,
fuck is he doing? That's
yeah.
how Salvador Sanchez was for me. Like, oh my God, this Mexican motherfucker is the smoothest.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
yeah,
I
my
agree. No, that was definitely a nice list. I'm just saying, for me, I would need to kind of think about
right,
who else could possibly go up there, or maybe even that ordering. But I mean,
right.
that's definitely a nice list.
I bet you could beat me if you thought about it. Because I'm just throwing that out there. I'm trying to think if I'm wrong right
I
now.
mean, I mean, you know.
Because there's definitely some people you could throw in there. You could throw in your Tito Trinidads, your Zab Judas,
Oh yeah,
your
for sure,
Shea
Jeff Judah.
Mosleys.
See, all right, yeah. See, we start talking about those.
You
Like,
know
I
that
don't know, you know.
right, right. I could definitely see somebody taking the other one's position,
Mm-hmm.
but and maybe a lot of the people that I named were back when I was a child and my father was training me too. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
I just have like a love for them specifically over
Right.
the
Yeah. No, I
newer
get that.
fighters.
They
That could be as well.
specifically influenced you, inspired you,
Right,
all
right,
that. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right. Like in my formative years.
Mm-hmm.
But it maybe if I'd have seen them like now, I'd have been like, eh. I don't know how you could say that about Pernell though, or Salvador. Both of them were just on a different level.
Yeah, just yeah,
They were on a
different.
different level. But I don't think I got nothing else. Let me check my notes. Oh, last question, and then we'll wrap it up. Well, two. I'm sorry, I got two questions.
All right.
One is going to be the prediction, but we'll save that for last. And I'm sure you probably already said it, but official prediction. And then my only other question is, do you think that this is Tank's, I don't want to say biggest fight, maybe toughest test, I guess? Maybe that works. And the
Mm.
only reason why I like waver on how to ask it is because biggest fight I think goes to Jose Pedraza, his first belt. That was his biggest step up in competition. He may have known he was able to do so, but it was a lot of people questioning to see how he was really going to do. And Pedraza went on to give Lomachenko one of his hardest fights he's ever fought in.
Okay. Um, I think I guess it really depends, how we're wording these
Right,
things.
right, right,
Um, because I mean that Pedraza, wasn't billed as a super fight and all this
right,
that they've been promoting it as. So if you say
right,
biggest fight, that's what I'm thinking.
right, right.
As far
Biggest
as
fight.
this being a super fight. Now, if we talk about most dangerous fight, I don't know. I probably would throw that Pedraza fight in there up there with this Ryan one. Just the fact that Ryan is gonna stay with that puncher's chance throughout the fight, I don't know. You know what I'm
He
saying?
will too. You are
Yeah.
absolutely correct. He will have that through the whole fight. Ryan will have a shot until round 12. Even if he gets hurt, he'll have a shot with that check hook. But like I was talking about it with my cousin, and he used to fight back in the day too. When you're a trained fighter, it's not hard to take one punch away from someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If all I have to worry about is one punch, just one specific punch, I can take that punch away from you. I can come in at you at an angle that you can't get that punch off, or even if you did, I'll have enough time to see it to move or throw a hand up.
I mean, he's quick though, so it may not just be he. Tank might see it coming and just can't stop it at
You're
some
right.
point.
That could be the case, but the only thing that makes me say fuck that shit is no foot movement. No,
Mm,
no movement of your feet. You
right.
throw it from a flat stance. Like it almost reminds me of the 8 Mile. Like, look at your goddamn boots. They're starting to grow roots. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Man.
can't move like your feet are grounded. Pick them up. Move.
Right.
If you set up every punch that you throw with your feet. That's what most fighters don't even understand. When I trained fighters for a while, and I used to say I would much rather your feet be together than your hands. I can get your hands together. We can get you throwing punches, but if you don't know how to set up or where to be when throwing those punches, it's nothing. You're doing it for nothing.
Yeah.
And when you have no footwork, Like when I say no footwork, I was even
Oh
looking
man.
at him at his what's the names at the like the when the press comes out and he does his shadow boxing and then he
Oh,
does
like
the
the open
mitts and
workouts and all
I was
that.
just looking like even like the nigga that's holding the mitts has more footwork than you. He's the
Um,
one moving. You know what I'm saying? Like you're standing
uh-huh.
there doing your little Ryan Garcia shit, but you're not moving. He's moving.
Hmm.
He's the one pushing you with his pat. Like that's dangerous. I'm scared for that.
I don't know, man. I guess we go see tonight. I think I have faith his trainer got him right.
Mike Tyson with his feet taped, duct tape to the ground
Hmm.
is just a punching bag.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't care how much power, how much ability you have. If your feet are duct taped to the floor and all you can do is go straight and try to turn, you're still just a punching bag. So you better move those feet, especially with somebody like a Gervonta Davis. And then we talking about Devin Haney afterwards. He's one of the best with the feet.
Yeah.
And he's too late in his career to fix it is what's so crazy. Like your career, you're super glued into the style that you're gonna have. And if you haven't already been moving your feet, practicing footwork, I've never even seen him jump rope. Have you seen him jump rope in anything?
um, maybe I
I
haven't. I
don't
was
think
about to say,
I've ever seen him jump
yeah,
rope.
yeah. I was about to say, they had the little series on Showtime and all that, but yeah, I don't know if I actually
I
saw him
don't
jump
think
rope.
I can remember a time I have ever seen Ryan Garcia jump rope. That's crazy. That's why. Now that's wild. That puts it in perspective right there.
Oh man, I'm sure he jump ropes, man. Let's not do all that.
He got kicked out of Canelo's gym for bringing in all his homeboys and not wanting to train.
Hmm.
Eddie Reynoso, you had an opportunity of getting trained by Eddie Reynoso and you blew
Right,
it.
right. I'm not gonna lie, that was not a good look, but only time will tell, how that affected. You know.
I agree. But we about to wrap up. Oh shit, we went hella over. We an hour 30 in this Well, we wrapping up. So what's your prediction? And then we'll do hit the showers and get out of here.
Um, I'm gonna go with a hot take, man. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with a hot take. We'll see what actually happens, but fuck it. I'm gonna go with a
Right.
hot take. I'm gonna say Ryan Hurts Tank in the third, and then catches him in the seventh. I'm gonna go with
Whew.
that.
Whew. So
I'm gonna go with that.
seventh round KO
That's what I'm
or
going with.
TKO either way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I think it gets waved off.
I like that. I like that. I really do like that. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie about it. Probably 2 weeks ago, I had a dream that Ryan or that Tank lost via decision. Now,
Mm,
even when I woke up, I knew that that wasn't going to be the case. There's
yeah,
no way he loses
I
by
don't see that
decision.
happen.
There
Nah, I don't
is
see that
a
happening.
condoms percent chance, a 99.9%
Yeah,
chance
right.
he does not get beat by decision. But what I will say is I can see a catch happening. I can see him catching him on a walk in, especially if he frustrates him. But the funny thing is, I had Gervonta Davis 7th round TKO.
Mm,
I don't think he cleans Ryan. I think it's more of a Rolly situation where he hits him and Ryan hops back up after his arm was back like he getting arrested. And he hops back up and the ref is like,
uh,
nah, nigga. He like, yep,
yeah.
left, right, left again. Wait, nope, nope. It's over. I think it's one of them.
Man.
And then we gonna see Gervonta. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. But we'll see Gervonta Davis do a flip off the top ropes. Hopefully he doesn't hurt himself doing extra shit. That's what we will say.
Yeah.
Stop doing extra shit.
I mean, he ain't heard himself doing it yet, but I don't know. Like I said,
It's still
I'm gonna
too
go with the hot.
much.
I'm gonna go with the hot take. Yeah, it is wild. I mean, TL be doing backflip shit, not off the
But
ropes, but
you trying to join the WWE and shit. You think you Rey Mysterio Jr. And I get it. You know, athletic. I remember doing flips off of shit too, and I thought I was safe. I have hurt myself once doing a flip, but it's unnecessary. You work too much. You work too much. Cool it out. But hit the showers. Hit the showers. I already gave it to Bernard Hopkins, old gray beard having ass. Who am I gonna give it to? I almost want to give it to a young Ryan Garcia for even calling him out early. Like, I don't know. You weren't ready. I don't know that you're ready now. And you definitely weren't ready then. So I think I'm going young Ryan. We going back to the future. Hit the motherfucking showers, G, because you had no business poking a bear back then.
I agree with that. I mean, the time is now, though, so we'll see if we got it. If he got what it takes, one way or another tonight.
I don't think I would be upset if Ryan won, but I would be shocked.
Yeah,
I don't see. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, especially with all the stipulations, rehydration clause, and all this extra stuff with the fight, he would really shock the world, and it would be a huge statement if he pulled it off tonight.
You setting him up to be a superhero. Like, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to put his back against the wall like that to make him look that much better if he does get the win.
Right. Because, Ryan is going to talk hella shit if he pulls it off.
And, well, the rematch is already in the, what's it called? It's already in the contract, so... I was about to say, because if I was Ryan and I clean you after you just dehydrated me,
I'd be like, I'm good.
Fighting you again, G.
Yeah,
I ain't got your
we
ass
keep it moving.
Yeah, we on to Devin.
Buy
out. Oscar, you said you really got money. Cut back on that cocaine and buy us out this contract so I can fight Devin Haney.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, though, if Ryan knocks out Tank, I don't know that... Oh man!
If he knocks out Tank, what?
I don't know that Devin really wants to see him. I think he's looking at him a little different at that point.
He might be. You might be.
You know, he might be like, 140 don't sound too bad. They kind of wild at 135.
But it don't matter because Ryan's now.
Oh yeah, he
coming
can
up
still
to
fight him at
140.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and you want these belts? I already got one there. So you gotta come through me. I believe he already has one there. But you may be right. It may just be a regular. And Devin said, I don't do them regulars.
Yeah.
But I understand why why Mayweather and all them said they don't do the real belts. Because I got to pay sanctioning for you and have mandatories. And I want to make my money my way. I'll take a regular belt and just scare everybody with a real one. Like, maybe I'm coming, maybe I'm not. You know?
That's real.
But who you got hitting the showers? It's tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
I got another one. Teofimo Lopez hit the showers. You is just a delusional motherfucker, G. He's just delusional, like. And he's a hater. Like, the motherfucker was like, when they announced, or 2 months before they announced the Tank Ryan fight, he gonna say, well, I'm no snitch, so I'm not gonna say what's going on, but Tank's not gonna be around to fight that fight. And he kept saying it over and over again, I'm not no snitch, but he's gonna be in legal issues around that fight. And I'm like, damn, nigga, but you are a snitch, right? Because you know that they're gonna know what you're talking about. So why you alluding to it? Like, just answer the question. Who wins the fight? Fuck if it's gonna happen or not. You upset you lost to Cambosos? And then didn't take the rematch?
Yeah.
And got a 9th round knockout over the last dude he fought. I can't remember his name because he wasn't nobody.
Right. Yeah, I might have to give it to the same, man. TL's going out sad ever since, he did that backflip to get the belts in the first place.
He said the backflip. Listen, don't keep backflipping. Well, we all knew how long Fortnite was going to pop. And the kids ain't playing Fortnite like they used to. So while you was in there clowning on your dancing, other motherfuckers was training on that bag.
Mm-hmm.
And you lost yours. Now you hating on everybody else. That's weak. Yeah, I'm with you. Hit them. TFMO, hit them. But, you got anything to take us out?
No, man. Appreciate you having me on. Ready for a great fight tonight. So hopefully it lives up to the hype a little bit.
Need you back, G. Need you back. That's a fact.
Hit me, man. I'm around.
Yep. But to all my shower heads, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell them to troll. We'll be back Wednesday for the NBA playoffs. Catch us then. Or miss out, motherfuckers. We out this bitch. I ain't even ready to get us out. We out now.